What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. John's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Ooh. Is it the X Factor?
Oh, there's a new TV show, Jimmy.
It's a brand new show.
They call it the X Factor.
Right.
And they get these singers, and I mean, it's too early to tell what's going to happen next.
Also, you use the word singers in inverted commas.
Yeah. I've stopped doing them, I just do it with my speech now. These singers, or professional crying penises. They're crying already. It's going to get worse.
It's not... They're not even crying when there's bad news. They're crying when there's good news. The guy, Ryland, have you seen this, Hannah?
Ryland.
The guy, Ryland isn't a proper name, as well. That's Ryan with it's Ryan with an L in it for no reason at all. But last week, he cried because he got through.
He didn't sort of cry, though, because there were no tears. He just sort of went...
Sounds like me laughing. Let's take a look.
Ryland, it's such a big risk that I have to take it. And you were in my final
Oh my God, are you serious? You promised me this ain't a wind-up. We could have a right old laugh. We could have a right old laugh.
We've all been there. That is what I looked like watching Talisa's sex tape. And I love that Ryland, he said to Nicole, he said, "I'm not crying at you." And he literally... it was a very offensive burst of anguish. He was crying at her, on her, in her a little bit.
I wouldn't drink the water around the X Factor. I mean, they put something in the tea, and you can get the most hard-hearted person who will drink the tea and just go... I just saw a pigeon.
If there is a drink that makes you cry, it's almost certain that Heston made it.
Yeah.
It's a special type of tea that brings melancholy.
And it's actually made with melons and collie dogs.
Of course it bloody is, yeah. Yeah, it's just...
Don't they just call that, like, red wine? Isn't that what you drink to cry? I drink red wine and I bawl my eyes out for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah. What have you got to cry about? All your dreams have come true.
You don't know what my dreams are.
Your sock drawer's immaculate.
Cardi? You got a cardi and people listen to you.
Yeah. Sometimes I cry because my dreams have come true.
Yeah.
Wow, you're like a new Ryland.
Did you cry when you were the best in the world at something?
No.
I would lose my
all.
Not at all.
Like...
Well, can I have it, then?
Yeah. Just want one. Don't two.
I didn't know that we were meant to bring our gold medals with us.
I like the fact you brought both of them.
Well, you see, just in case you want to lick the other one as well.
Do you lick these?
I've already licked your... I've already... And you've
Whoa, finish that sentence.
I've licked Hannah's gold medal. And Jimmy was there at the time.
It was the night that you won. You came on Channel 4 after you won the... was it the 100 and 200 the same day?
No, they were a week apart, but I think it was...
All right. Let's have a little look at Hannah in action.
And surely this is going to be just a question of how fast can she get close to the world record. She's being roared all the way. An amazing performance. Everybody is standing already. She's getting an ovation. The flashlights are going off. The only question is, what time will it be? Can she go close to the world record? Unbelievable performance. She held her nerve with aplomb. And once again, we are saluting a British champion.
Where'd the go? Where'd the go?
There's this company called Cash for Gold. I don't know if you've heard of it. You can get an envelope big enough, I think you're set for life.
Back to the X Factor. What else? Has anyone been watching?
They went to the judges' houses last week. There was this situation where they found a couple having sex in one of the bushes at Gary's house. And they said what had happened. They said, oh, we were just having a picnic and got carried away. That's not a thing. If I'm having a picnic and get carried away, I have a second scone. That's what I do. Never do you go to Pepperami. Well, I'll see you in the bushes.
They might have found a flask of X Factor tea. I saw a bit of it, and Gary Barlow says to one of the contestants, like, who's going to buy you records? And obviously the contestants too nervous to say, they just went... But what they should have said was the same idiots that buy yours. I think what's quite interesting about it is that surely by now the contestants must have sussed the show out. They all go, this is the most important, most special thing, most amazing, this is life-changing experience. You go, haven't you seen the show? Even if you win, by February, nobody knows who you are. Yeah, at best, X Factor is a gap year from Argos. It's going nowhere. It's not going to change your life.
The names of the groups, one of them is called Union J, because they used to be called Triple J, but someone joined the group whose name started with G. So they thought Union J would be the best way to go. That doesn't explain it. And it would be a better name if you just called it, like, JJGJ.
Let's have a look at JJGJ.
JJGJ. They might as well call them A Slightly Different Direction.
Let's have a look and see if X Factor is up there. Yes, the X Factor live finals have begun. X Factor is very different this year. Oh, no, hang on. No, it isn't. Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats Uncut, a show all about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, students have to apply for an average of 24 jobs before they find a position? Things are tough out there. I met a guy recently who told me he had a first with honours, an MA and a PhD. I said, that's great, but I asked you for a burger without pickle. 72% of people find spending time with animals relaxing. I like having dogs around, but my girlfriend objects to all the licking of balls and sniffing of bums. She says it upsets the dogs. And 40% of men worry about getting fat. There's a simple test for men. Look down at your stomach. If it's flat, you've got nothing to worry about. If it's sticking out a bit, you might need to go on a diet. And if you can't see your stomach because your boobs are getting in the way, you've got a problem. What's the nation been talking about this week? Right. What do you think, Joe?
Oh, possibly Miley Cyrus smoking a joint somewhere.
Yes, Miley Cyrus allegedly smoked a joint at the MTV Music Awards. There she is with the herbal cigarette. Is she going swimming straight after that? Jordan, what did you think of it? You're a pop star.
Well, she came out in the news recently and said she's not being exploited. She's actually in complete control of what she's doing, and she's the world's biggest feminist.
Can I just say, I literally am the biggest feminist. So if Miley wants to come and see me, she can.
Would you put a flea in her ear?
I bloody well would. Put a fucking fist in her ear.
What I like about her, slightly like about her, is she's kind of getting it slightly wrong. You know, because normally people they're overtly sexual, they try and be really cool.
Yeah, that's what...
And she sort of does it slightly... I think she sort of is just making these decisions, because I'm sure the record executives wouldn't be keen on the whole dwarf thing. Like, she goes on stage with loads of dwarves, and they probably think, that's not actually... It's a bit just weird, it's a bit... It's uncool. I mean, she's literally a whisker away from lighting her own farts, as far as I'm concerned. She's just going to do... She'll be blowing snot balloons next, and then going... like that. She just... I think think she sort of is in charge of what she's doing, and
She hasn't
she's got a
quite
bit
nailed
mad.
what sexy is.
I think the problem with Miley Cyrus is that because she was a Disney child, it's so much more tragic, everyone thinks, that Disney gone bad, you know, like Britney Spears. And it's sort of like Dumbo shagging Bambi or something, you know? It's like Disney gone nightmare.
You put that in my head. You just ruined my childhood.
I watched the footage of her at the EMAs and I was shocked because how, in the name of sweet bell peppers, she's won an award for music?
Yes.
Why is no one talking about that? The award winners at that thing were Justin Bieber, her, and One Direction. Why is nobody reporting the fact that music is dead?
Let's have a look and see if Miley is up there. Yes, Miley Cyrus caused controversy allegedly smoking marijuana on stage at the MTV Music Awards, although I saw the footage of Miley and I think I could see a better crack. Did you know, for example, a half-hour session of lovemaking burns between 150 and 250 calories, which means every time I make love, I burn 3 calories. Oceanographers say killer whales are actually dolphins. Dolphins are actually gay sharks. And sharks are just bears that have been shaved and pushed into the sea. 40% of blokes have named their car. I call mine Jimmy. Right, let's get started. Sean, Holly and Amir, pick a question.
Well, I think we have to go for the boxing picture.
OK, all right. What do British people prefer, ballet or boxing?
I think boxing.
Yeah.
You think?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Who knew Amir was going to go boxing?
You know what? you get a lot of women now who like boxing. When I fight, 65% of my tickets are bought by women. And I don't know if that's because of boxing or because of me, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely the boxing.
Women you never think about women going to a boxing fight. It's like women going to a football match. I mean, you get a lot going, but 65%.
I've got another shot for you. They're in the pubs now.
Where's it going to end, Sean? They're going to be driving.
I went to the bloody laundrette the other day. There's a man doing the service washes. The world's gone mental. What I want to know about this question is, when you say ballet or boxing, is it to watch or to take part?
Oh, to watch.
I like boxing. I like watching boxing. I think they should make it a bit more entertaining, though, by having car horns in the gloves.
Amir, I've got a boxing question for you.
Go on, mate.
Youngest ever Olympic medal winner, I believe.
Yep.
You got silver.
Yep.
Silver in boxing, that is second. There's only 2 of you in there. Just saying. I want to know when they stopped, because like in the boxing, they used to box like that. Like 100 years ago, people used to box.
You're giving the age away, man. I mean, it's changed now.
It's changed. I'm not 100.
That's the pictures.
50 years
that's
ago,
how they used to
50
pose.
years
They didn't
ago.
used to go like that, did they?
Have you not seen?
They did.
Have you not seen the Sherlock Holmes films? They definitely did. They used to punch like that.
They're not documentaries. That's not how Sherlock Holmes fought.
Yes, it is.
Hang on, Sherlock Holmes did not exist.
They used to put them
When you knock someone, you've knocked people out, don't you? Okay.
In the ring,
In
yeah.
the ring, yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, I didn't mean. I wasn't asking you to do something
in
for me.
here.
It must feel amazing, but also there must be a part of it when you knock someone out, you're thinking, brilliant, I'll finish work early.
Yeah, they always said to me,
Mate, I'm off.
yeah, you know.
So how quickly do you get home after the fight? Because that's a brilliant point, isn't it? If you knock him out and then you go, West Wing's on.
It just depends. It depends where the fight is. Normally, I can be home within an hour. We're going to the fight, having the fight, and then coming back home an hour.
That would have made a terrible ending to Rocky, which is how soon he was back on his sofa watching the television. Yeah, I'm home, love. Yeah, sorry, love.
Adrian!
World champion.
Adrian, can you make us a cup of tea? So what's the biggest audience you've fought in front of?
About 35,000. Yeah.
35,000. Where was that?
That was in Cardiff.
And was that like... Was it an official thing or was it on the street?
What's the biggest audience ballet get? Do you know?
Oh, when I did ballet, there was 36,000. And 66% of them were men. So...
OK, well, let's get an answer on this. John?
Ballet, I think, are we?
OK.
Yep. Right, guys?
You're going ballet? What do you think?
Voice of the people.
Boxing.
All right, I can tell you the answer is... 56% of people prefer boxing to ballet. That's very cool. For those who haven't seen Black Swan, it's a powerful story about a man who gets a blowjob for going to watch a film about ballet. I'm pretty sure that was my take-home message. John's team, what do you think the nation would be talking about?
The snow.
Oh. Gemma, straight in there.
Well, because it was, like, really changed all the colour of the country and stuff.
How do you mean it's changed the colour of the country? Is it quite insightful?
No, because when you look out your window, like, obviously there's grass and there's grey buildings and, like, you drive through London, but when it snows, it's beautiful. So I think that's a hot topic to talk about.
That's good.
Yeah. It's a cold topic.
First reason why John doesn't have a girlfriend, that is.
In a continuing series, let's see how high we can get. There's my voice, that's number 2. Hello, number 3.
You know who I envy in the snow, in this weather? It's the only time of the year I envy dog walkers. Because I just think, oh, it'd be great, you know, when the dog has a crap and you've got something warm in your hand for a bit.
Have a look at this car. This is a driver that basically... He cleared his windscreen. How could he possibly have an accident when he's prepared that thoroughly?
Do you know what I did to de-ice my car? I'd boil, like, 3 kettles, and then when they were hot, just chuck one over it.
That didn't crack the window screen, though.
Excellent intervention from Gemma Collins, yeah?
Why?
Because you're putting boiling hot water on cold, so it can crack.
I can't believe we're getting science.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. We're doing a bit of science together. So hot water on cold, don't do it.
Yeah, because it will crack and shatter and it could be dangerous.
Because it expands too quickly, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was very busy. It was very busy, though. A friend of mine works in a puffer jacket factory. And he said they just can't kill the geese fast enough. He said, we're in there just... So they're just chucking grenades in there now.
Richard, you obviously think the snow is very dangerous because you're on a news radio channel.
And the news reports often say things like, they always say, only take an essential journey, don't take any non-essential journeys. And often the reporter saying that is in a tiny little village somewhere, and they'll have driven their quite big outside broadcast vehicle down a tiny little road into a village to tell you what you already know, that it snowed.
And then they're telling you don't take non-essential journeys. Who's going out for a spin anymore?
Well, one person's essential journey isn't another's. For example, I consider it essential for me to drive around counting snowmen. Somebody's got to do that, you know, count the snowman, height, you know. I can't do the weight, that's tricky. Every time I see a snowman, I always think to myself, God, I must get round to building a snowman.
Why don't you stop driving around looking at them and use that time to build a snowman?
Or take one.
Get a van if there is one you really like with 2 coals for the eyes and carrot for the nose, perfect.
Do they have a tradition of building snowmen in Germany? Is it universal?
We have got the finest snowmen in the world.
Well, I want to ask about German snowmen. Do they put the coal underneath the carrot? That would look good, wouldn't it? That would look good. Get a bit of coal there.
Let's have a look and see if the snow is up there. Yes, Britain continues to be battered by freezing weather. Conditions in Birmingham were described as appalling, with no food on the shelves, schools shut and emergency services stretched to breaking point. And then it began to snow.
The most interesting one is John Travolta.
John Travolta...
You know, he gets a bit naked, asks for some favours.
This is the story that 2 people are suing him, claiming that he made inappropriate advances whilst having a massage.
Apparently, so they say, he asked for a happy finish, and then when the guy refused, he accused him of being selfish. A little hissy fit to have. Come on, wank me off. No. Selfish sod.
He said he's got a bill from a Chinese restaurant that night in, I think it was in New York. And they've even got what he had, which is cream of some young man.
8 out of 10 cats. Should we just get the 70s on the phone and see if they need that back?
I reckon there's no way he's gay. He was probably out with Simon Cowell picking up birds.
I can't believe John Travolta's gay. I can't believe it. It's impossible to believe. He spent a lot of time in leather. He's great at dancing. Perfect teeth. He's an airline pilot. Hangs around with cabin crew. He's not gay.
I should say that John Travolta has denied these allegations. David, you must have met him. You're a Hollywood star. Come on, you must hang out together.
What is this show about? I thought it was an animal show. I'm just wondering. It's 8 out of 10 cats.
Yeah, they bring him on in the interval. They'll sit down there.
If you've worked on Britain's Got Talent, I guess you've got used to not taking the title of a show too literally.
Well, that's not one of the most talked about things this week, but John Travolta has been accused of inappropriate behaviour whilst having a massage. It's been alleged that Travolta propositioned the man for sex. Well, that's not quite how he put it. He actually said, "Will you touch my rama-lama-lama, ka-diggity-ding-de-dong," before suggesting they move to the bedroom for some shoo-bop, shoo-waddy-waddy, ippity-boom-de-boom. Yeah. OK, Sean, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
Well, there's the Britain's Got Talent, which you used to do, didn't you? You did it over here, didn't you?
I did it over here.
Britain's Got Talent's mainly made here, Sean.
You know what I meant, bloody Mr. Logic.
Yeah? What's the American one called?
What's the American one called?
America's Got Talent.
I knew it!
Yeah.
But you were great on the show.
Yeah, oh, thanks. I had a hard time understanding everyone, but I got to tour the country and,
Well, you ended up going out with a lovely Welsh girl as well,
Yeah, my girlfriend is from Glynneath, and the weather is, weather's tough over there. The weather's tough everywhere. You have 2 winters over here. I mean, you have 2 summers. It's like you have winter and July.
Yeah, that's why the buttons on our shirt go all the way up to the top.
If they made Baywatch in Britain, you'd seen a lot more nipples coming through those.
I haven't watched Britain's Got Talent this year until last night. I realized that the show is exactly the same as it was last year. They just go to, like, the hospital, and it's like one flew over the cuckoo's nest, and they give you the people medication, and they send them to Britain's Got Talent.
And that's how you got the job.
It should be called Britain's Got a Dog that can stand on 2 legs.
It's just a dog. So we've not seen you dance, so I imagine it's something quite similar.
If I dance, countries will go to war.
Rachel, are you asking John to dance?
Definitely.
Go on then.
Come in.
That wasn't dancing, John. That was like turbulence on a flight. And you're going back to your seats, is that? Oh, sorry.
Do you watch the show, Rob?
Yeah, well, I watched The Voice, but then it went a bit downhill after the blind auditions. But Holly Willoughby, they've made her wear low-cut tops, haven't they, to get, like, the viewing figures up on The Voice. But my dad told me when I was younger that if you go to the top of the television screen and look down, right, you can see down girls' tops. It's not true.
Justin, have you been watching Britain's Got Talent?
I watched the one when you was on it, Hoff, because... Can I call you Hoff or the Hoff?
Call me the.
The. I like it every year where Simon Cowell or somebody with authority like you says, "But will the Queen like it?" And I've watched it for a number of years now, and I realise the Queen loves a bit of hip-hop street dance.
I mean, if the judges were honest on that show, there wouldn't be a final, would there? They just go, well, let's just give up, you know. Butlins is brilliant at the moment because all the acts are on telly. You go to Bognor, you can see Ian McKellen doing Hamlet.
Shall we have a look and see whether Britain's Got Talent's one of the most talked about things this week? Number 1. Yes, it's the final of Britain's Got Talent this Saturday. Right, fingers on buzzers, 2 more things to get.
The Coalition. and like local elections and all that lot.
Anything that gets relaunched is doomed. So they've relaunched the coalition this week, and the next thing is they'll rename it. It'll be like, it's not the coalition anymore. Now we are Democratas.
Yeah, they've relaunched the coalition. Which is, you don't keep relaunching something. I mean, you can relaunch it. You could relaunch puke as street pizza, couldn't you? It doesn't mean anything. And you see, Cameron was in that tractor factory in Basildon, and the best thing about it was he was doing this speech, and they've stopped the production line, and there's all these fellas who work in the factory standing around watching them. You can see in their eyes they're thinking, this doesn't count as a tea break, does it?
Well, I don't know who to vote for, because I'm like, I've got working class background, but my girlfriend's very middle class. She used to be upper class, but we're together now.
You're dragging her down, boy.
Her sister's got a boyfriend called Rupert. Rupert. I'm not having a go. It's a decent name, but I never thought I'd meet one.
The best way they could have re-established support in the nation this week is, like, slip a load of song lyrics into the Queen's speech. Because she doesn't write it, she just reads it. She'd have to go, I know for my people, money's too tight to mention. But, and it's a big but, I like big butts, and I can't... People go, do you know what, they're all right, these guys, they're all right.
Did you used to do that in exams?
Absolutely, yeah.
We used to do that in all our exams at college, to, like, try and work lyrics and quotes from films into the thing.
It's quite hard to do with maths exams, though.
All right, Rain Man. Have you met David Cameron?
I did. I went to the Parliament and I had I just wanted to see it and met David Cameron. But who's Nick Clegg?
That is what David Cameron asked you. Right, let's see if it's up there. Yes, David Cameron and Nick Clegg relaunched the coalition. Did you know, for example, 25% of men think their eyes are their best feature? Let me think. Buns, guns, pecs, nads, little Jimmy Johnson, eyes. Sixth best. The world's oldest goldfish was 42. He put his long life down to regular early morning swims. And the average life expectancy in the UK is 80 years. Does not include Scotland. Terms and conditions apply. Right, let's get started. OK, Johnston, what's the other most important moment in life?
People do babies, don't they?
You made it sound like litter.
I think the only reason I want to have kids is so I can look at other people's without being accused of being a paedophile. Like when you walk past a... I don't mean in that word.
No, dig yourself out of this. I'd love to see this. He's got a shovel. He's on your marks, John, and dig your way out of that one.
Sometimes you're walking past a playground.
Sure. He's going deeper before he even starts the dig.
Sometimes you're walking past a playground and you just want to be able to watch the abandon of children. It's like watching nature. It's like when you watch the leaves change in autumn. Sometimes you want to watch a kid on a swing and think, oh, I used to be on swings before I had jobs and before people judged me and before I wasn't allowed to be in a park. And then before you know it, you've been there half an hour and someone says, oh, which one's yours? You go, I'll go then. Fine. I'm not... It's a nice... And sometimes a baby will look at you.
What you should say is, I haven't chosen yet.
Dr. Christian, is there anything that we can do to get John chemically castrated? You haven't got kids?
Absolutely no desire to have children whatsoever. Yeah, you can't... They just linger too long and you can't have a life.
They do linger, don't they?
Yeah.
They go on living is another way to say
They go on.
They linger. Yes. I mean, if they lasted 5 years, it'd be perfect, but no.
I never wanted kids, really. I just wanted one of those big American fridges. You know, the really big ones. Yeah. I thought it'd be ridiculous. I get one of those. It's just me and my partner there, and like a lasagna and a lemon roll around with it. I thought I'd better have some kids, fill it out with yoghurt.
Well, I didn't think that I was very maternal until I had my baby.
Isn't that a bit late, though?
Yeah.
That really is. That's kind of fine, isn't it?
But then it was fine. You know, honestly, you know...
Yeah, but what if it wasn't? You can't put it back in, can you? You can't, can you? No, you can't.
But see, if you do Have every drug under the sun. Don't, if somebody comes at you
Not
with
whilst you're
heroin-
pregnant, I
no,
should confirm.
No, but in labour, have everything. You know these folks that lie on bean bags and they have candles? No. No. You want to be numb, as God intended. You want to be numb from the waist down, knowing nothing about it until they give you a beautiful baby.
That's conception or birth.
Well... honestly, have everything. Have everything.
I've never heard anything more Scottish than that. Take all the drugs that you can. Seriously, all of them. Get all of them. It's brilliant. It's like you only had the baby for the high.
No, but it is really, honestly, I recommend it.
It's expensive, though.
No, it's
It
on
is
the
very
NHS.
expensive. Well, they've worked out.
It doesn't cost you anything. It's on the National Health Service.
No,
When
no,
you
he's
have
saying
your
having
baby-
children,
No, I mean
not...
raising children.
Not
the drugs. I know a gay that can get it for a favour.
Yeah, to raise the child is something that the average they have through its lifetime is £200,000.
Yeah.
And that's not factoring in daddy's drinking, daddy's gambling.
It's all worthwhile when they turn 13 and tell you that they hate you and wish you were dead.
But then they'll look after
I'll
you.
fast-track that.
They'll look after you when you're old.
What?
When you're old, they'll look after you. All the money that you've paid out, they'll have to
I'm
give
going to use the money I saved to look after me. Although I don't have kids, because tragically my girlfriend and I can't have children the way we do it. Let's see whether having children is one of the most important moments in life. I have a feeling it will be. Yes, of course. Number one. Yes, having children. Doctors warn women should have a baby by the age of 35 to avoid the risk of being deafened by their ticking biological clock. But this last year, the games market in the UK was worth £1.92 billion.
Queued up overnight like
For 4 days, they queued
4
up.
days camping out. Would you ever camp out for 4 days for a
What, for
computer
the game?
Yeah.
What would you camp out 4 days for?
Brain trainer. New edition.
I'd camp out for 4 days if I was going camping.
I read a sentence like, oh, the great thing about this game is you can live stream multiplayer games in real time to YouTube. It took me longer to understand that sentence than it will for them to complete the whole game. What that basically implies is that you could watch other people playing a computer game online. People are actually going to log on and go, what are you doing? I'm watching a Peruvian kid play a Russian kid at a shooting game. I'm leaving you.
Well, the funny thing, it's also got Nazi zombies in it, apparently.
It's got Nazi zombies?
Yeah, so, and I'm not sure where they come in and how they come in. I mean, if something's risen from the grave and is about to eat my brain, I don't really care about their ideology.
I was playing a Japanese gentleman at FIFA, and he didn't speak any English throughout the whole contest. It was me versus him. He beat me 9-0. 9-0. And all the way through, he was talking Japanese. And at the end, when I said, well, thank you very much, I got a well and truly deserved spanking. And he just said, hey, Mr. English, fuck you!
Let's have a look and see if it's up there. Wow. Yes, the new Call of Duty computer game has been released. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is the most exciting, futuristic, slick, engrossing, brutal, Hollywood-produced reason you're still a virgin at 30 ever. Most British people judge others by their accent, true or false? What do you think, Henning? Do you think people judge you? Because you've got a bit of an accent, haven't you?
I've got a bit of an accent. Definitely, there is a certain degree of judgment. I recently did a gig up in Bolton, and I got heckled with that wonderful line, fuck off back to London. 10 years of listening to Chaz and Dave finally paid off.
Sean, what do you think? Do you think British people judge others on their accent?
Oh, well, I judge people long before they've opened their mouths. So
saves a lot of time, doesn't it?
Straight in there.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting because, yeah, everyone, you know, there's a sort of, what's the word? A contingency in your voice, and it moves around, and you can change certain things. But the only really way you know how someone speaks is when they sneeze. And that's the true voice. You can't put on a sneeze. I was walking down the street, and I lived in East London, And there was this old Cockney walking along in front of me, like this. Like that. And then he was building up to a sneeze, and he actually went, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. And he went, hey, choo! I thought, that's a Cockney sneeze. You couldn't put that on.
No, you couldn't. That's a natural noise.
My wife does a terrible thing. She doesn't give you any warning. She just goes, choo! Nothing, no warning. Just sitting there, choo! Oh, shit! They've been shot.
Johnny, do you think anyone ever judges you by your accent?
Yeah, of course you do.
It's not your accent, Johnny. It's the you talk.
I know that I'm judged by my accent because there's certain letters, there's certain vowels that I miss out.
There's whole words you miss.
Yeah, like, sorry, Jimmy, when I run over you later.
John, 81% of people admit changing their voice depending on who they're talking to. Do you do that? You change your accent?
No, James. I acquire accents quite quickly. And if I do gigs, if I go to a town, I instantly start thinking in the voice of where I am.
Does that not sound like you're taking the piss, though?
Exactly. If I've been doing gigs in Newcastle and you sort of go to a club after and you go, cheers, mate, and you say, oh, fuck. I get the shit kicked out of me.
I'm no good at accents, but I can do them if I've got key phrases. So if I'm trying to do Scouse, if I'm trying to do a Liverpool accent, I have to say, I want some chicken and a can of Coke.
Hey, that's not bad, though.
Before I can start. And I can do Belfast, but only if I say, Ginger and Community. All right, so what do you think? Let's get some answers on this. Most Brits judge people by their accent. True or false? What do you think, Sean?
True.
You're going to go true? What are you going to say, John?
True.
I can tell you the answer is false. Only 25% of Brits say they judge people by their accents.
Rubbish.
Over generations, our accents become hardwired into our brains. For example, Chinese people find it difficult to pronounce R's, Germans struggle with W's, and girls from Essex find it almost impossible to say no. What do you prefer, home cooking or fancy restaurants?
It's got to be home cooking.
It's got to be home
It's got to
cooking?
be home cooking, otherwise I'm out of a job.
How many of the recipes that you've cooked on telly do you think people have done at home?
What are you saying?
I watch your shows, but I don't bake muffins. That's all I'm saying.
I've done one of
Hello.
those.
No, look.
I'm leaping, isn't it?
Lots of people cook. He cooks my recipes. I cook my recipes.
Yeah. I've made recipes.
What does that
and
say?
they're lovely.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think it's about fancy restaurants anymore, is it? People don't really like fancy restaurants. They want some, like, nice home cooking or just like a steakhouse or something.
OK, well, John, how do you cook at home? How do you prepare a meal?
Oh, you spend your afternoon with a little bottle of wine doing your prep, don't you? You get it all in your little bowls and your jars.
Do you really? You spend the whole day cooking it?
Absolutely. And don't have people around either, they'll ruin it.
Pesto. I make the best pesto going. I should have it in jars in restaurants.
No, he was very proud. He told me about this pesto he cooked and he's very proud of his pesto.
Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to make pesto, he'll end up with a massive company.
Some people call a fancy restaurant the difference. For some people, like, you know, who eat at KFC, going to Nando's is like, ooh. Nando's is basically KFC for people who can use a knife and fork, isn't it?
Worst thing about guests staying overnight?
The other thing is when you stay at someone's house and they don't tell you straight away what the weird things about their house are. Just say, you cannot flush the toilet unless you stand on that floorboard and sing Oklahoma. Because otherwise you're in there at 3 o'clock in the morning still trying, and you know they can hear you. They heard you the first time when it didn't quite flush. They didn't come out, they just left you in there all night pulling the thing, and I had to wait a little bit longer, but now it's empty again. I've got to stand in here for 20 more frigging minutes trying to flush this piss away when I had an half-an-hour debate whether it was ruder to leave the piss in but not wake them up with a flush, and now I've pulled the flush. You asked the fucking question.
Because you're quite fastidious. I imagine you don't like people using your stuff.
I don't mind them when I give them stuff. Don't help yourself to stuff. I mean, make yourself at home, that's a cliche, isn't it? You say it, but you don't mean it. Like, if you say make yourself at home and someone starts making themselves a cup of tea, you think, well, what are you doing? Get out of my cupboards. That's not where the tea's kept. Right, I'll make you a cup of tea. When I said make yourself at home, I meant sit down and shut up.
I like the look of that young man there.
You have chosen Cian Egan. I just always when I say your name, I feel like I'm saying Kevin Keegan, but I've had a stroke. Here's your question. Most people would rather be in a band than a solo singer. True or false?
I'd like to be in Little Mix. I'd like to be like the one and go, what's he doing in Little Mix? But no, but they get a new member, then Little Mix have announced they've got a new member, and it's me. What would you...
I reckon most people prefer to be in a band.
Because you got friends around you.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the whole idea of being in a band, you know. It's a bit cooler than I'm a singer on my own.
A bit cooler? You know you were in Westlife, right?
Yes, I know I was in Westlife.
Can you name all the other members?
Did you know each other growing up, all of you guys?
Yeah, we did, yeah. We went to school together.
That's proper band then, right? That's
Did
what
you?
want.
I didn't realise you went to school together. I thought you were...
No, we went to school together.
So you knew each other since what age?
Well, me, Shane and Mark we were in the same class as each other and we started the band up and then Brian and Nicky joined about a year later.
At what point did Louis swoop?
Very early.
So are you a solo artist now?
No, I'm not a solo artist. I was a member of a boy band for 15 years.
And your voice is just broken.
It's just breaking. It's only happened in 10 years.
I had to leave. They threw you out. Okay. What about you, Stephen? Would you rather be in a band? What would you
I was in a band at school, yeah.
You were in a band at school. What were they called?
They were called Aragon.
Oh, they're already my favourite band.
We went through a lot of names. We were Zenith for a while, but then we realised there was a double glazing firm called Zenith. We recorded an album, The Wizard's Dream.
The Wizard's Dream? Why not The Wizard's Sleeve?
Is this true? Is this
Yeah,
absolutely
it's all true.
But why do you think you didn't make it?
Because we were ahead of our time, Sean.
Right.
And behind our time. There was no time that we would have fitted in at all.
John, any musical aspirations? Would you ever...
The only band I would like to be in is the Proclaimers.
Why the Proclaimers? Why would you want to be...
Why would you not want to be in the Proclaimers? There's a song that just ends with 5 minutes of them both screaming the word Gene. Gene! That's it. And they're in a band and they do that, and they're so cool. But they hate the English so much. It's a real barrier. I'd have to pretend from the beginning to be a brother that they didn't know about. Hello!
Tess, have you ever been...
I haven't been in a band, but I've been in quite a few bands' videos.
Which videos were you in?
I did 2 Duran Duran videos, and then I was in 2 Soul to Soul videos, a Beloved video, the
Soul
one
to
where
Soul,
everyone was
Beloved, Duran Duran.
naked, bar a few little, you know, plasters and...
You were in that one?
I was in that one,
What's
honey.
wrong with that?
Plasters?
Well, you know, elastoplast and the right, you
What
know...
a sexy look that is.
Nothing-
I'm
Well, just
naked
so
and I
that
might
you
have
know, you
cut my
could
nipples.
preserve your muscles.
I'm in an Elton John video. It keeps it at home.
Sure. Why not?
I've only got one song on my iPod, which is Rock Around the Clock. And I have it on shuffle. So 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, it finishes. 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Just for hours on end
Happy
driving.
days.
Drives my wife
It
mental.
answers a lot of questions, though.
That's why she drives like that.
1, 2, 3. Over that again.
OK, let's get some on. So most people would rather be in a band than a solo singer. What are you going to go for, Sean?
Band.
Band?
You think band? What do you guys think?
I think solo singer.
Solo.
Solo singer, OK. I can tell you the answer is 72% of people would rather be in a band than a solo singer. You're right. Most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments. True or false?
Well, you've undergone a few, or is that a natural tan?
This is natural.
Oh.
That's a natural tan, is it?
I've had sunbeds, but I've quit sunbeds now. I don't have sunbeds no more, so...
You've quit sunbeds?
Quit.
My God, you've made some sacrifices, haven't you? When did you quit sunbeds?
Like last week.
So, what's your daily regime, beauty-wise? What do you do, beauty-wise?
Obviously, you know, I wake up, look at myself, and I think, Reem. But then I get... Then what? Then I get in the shower, do my hair afterwards. Bang, bang. What are you saying?
Bang, bang. And who's over there?
That's meant to be the mirror.
Oh, I thought that was your carer. Jennifer, you're a lady. Now, do you think men are too pampered these days? Do we do too much?
Yeah, I do. I like men, like, hairy, smelly. They can fart.
Johnny Vegas.
Can feel
John, do you do any?
No, I wouldn't say I'm too embarrassed. I just think the prettier you are, the more you're going to disappoint someone at some point, because they'll think, oh, that's the one, and then you go,
So you don't do anything. You don't do any
I had
beauty
my
treatments.
first extraneous nostril hair this week.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the first one. I was driving, and I just checked my rearview mirror, and it was there.
Hello.
That was the first vanity issue I've had of like, well, that needs sorting, and there's no reason I shouldn't have just let them all come out.
How'd you get it out?
No.
I just pulled and I pulled until I cried.
When you go to Boots and buy your first nasal trimmer, the way the girl looks at you know, she slides it across with the beep.
I don't know, Johnny.
What, and you can't look away, because if you look away, you give them a better angle.
Sure. Beauty treatments.
I have had waxing, but I won't take my trousers off. They have to do it keyhole.
So what do you think?
I'm going to get you a diffuser.
A what?
And then the can't technically say, even that's another step away from blow drying.
A diffuser?
Yeah, it's one, you know, with the little spikes in it, you just run it through. What it does, it breaks it up and you'll get no split ends.
What have you done with a real Johnny Vegas?
Johnny, what do you use on your hair?
Hey, sunshine, I had a perm, all right, that, 2 minutes. I used to lacquer, I used a mousse, I used a diffuser. Didn't towel dry, because that created heat and friction. No, I'd wrap round, I'd give it 20 good minutes. I treated it with respect. I hope that falls out.
I didn't mean offence to that, man.
Yeah, well, you did. And you know what? Give out for that. Look after it. You don't know where you go while you're young.
OK. So most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments.
I'm going bald! Look at that.
That's not that bad.
No.
I'm worse than that. Mind you, I think that's because I have very vivid dreams. I drive my head into the pillow.
OK, so most men are too embarrassed to undergo beauty treatments. True or false? What are you going to say, Sean?
True.
You think it's true? You think they are too embarrassed?
Yes,
John,
I do,
what do you
yes.
think?
Team?
Jennifer, what do you think? Are most men too embarrassed?
False.
You're going to go false? OK. I can tell you the answer is false. Oh. You got it. Yes. Yes, only 43% of men said they'd be too embarrassed to have beauty treatments. These days, you can even get your arsehole bleached. That's what Liz Hurley did with Shane Warne. So the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your question. Top thing British people lie about.
I think most people lie about any sentence that starts, I know a lovely place. Like when you go for dinner or to a pub and they go, oh, I know a great little place. And it's miles away and it's shit. How was that your anecdote? I know a great place and it stinks and the food's crap. So now I hate the place and you for liking it.
It's telling your partner or your wife that they're your best friend. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's such a lie, isn't it? Because if you don't go out for 14 pints with your wife, do you? You don't say to your wife, let's go and have 14 pints. Because you do with a best friend, don't you? Go, let's go and have 14 pints.
Why 14?
Funny number.
I lie about drinking quite a lot. Like, I'll say, I only had 3 glasses of wine, and then I'll go, oh, no, I did have another 3 glasses of wine. And then I did kick a toddler in the face. It's a worry.
I lie about Christine Brinkley. I say I saw Christine Brinkley. She was modelling flippers on the Albert Bridge. I see her at all. I say, you know Christine Brinkley?
Yeah?
She used to be my taekwondo teacher.
Is she?
Yeah. You know, I go, no, Christine Brinkley, I bought her she'd be on telly, and I go, see that woman there, Christine Brinkley? Years ago, I bought a reconditioned Flymo off her.
Sorry, is that Is that true or not, Sean? Did you buy a reconditioned fly moth?
No, just make it up for a bit of fun. Just make up all these stories about Christine Bleakley. And you know the canoe man? He hid in her loft for a year.
Do you know Christine Bleakley, yeah?
I do actually know Christine Bleakley.
Well,
She's a nice woman.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's not. I make up lies about her.
John, what do you lie about?
Everything, constantly. I lie about people's names. Like, if the first thing you had to do when you saw someone was say their name, people who've known me for years would find out that actually I don't really care who they are. I don't think anyone really knows anyone's name.
Do you know what? I call everyone, yeah, if I don't know someone's name, for some reason I call them Ashley.
That's good. That's good, because a lot of us have been just calling them mate or pal or all right, fella.
For some reason...
But Ashley's much better, because if it is Ashley, quid's in.
Is it age? Do people lie about age?
Oh, that age is number two on the list.
Is it their weight?
It's not worth lying about. Genuinely, people know I'm not 9 stone. I've tried it regularly.
It's to do with partners.
Sexual partners.
That was the right answer.
Did that at the beginning?
Yes, the top thing British people lie about is the number of sexual conquests they've had. I've rounded mine up to 2.
I was in America recently, and it's incredible. They know nothing about us. They're not interested in us anyway. And I was chatting to these guys in a bar, and they were hunters and they had guns, but they weren't stupid. You were chatting to them a bit. Then one of them said to me, "What sort of animals you got?" Right. And I went blank, actually. I forgot. I went, we got foxes, pigeons. And this guy said to me, he went, "You got lions?" He was being serious. He was being genuinely serious. "You got lions there?" And because he had a gun, I couldn't laugh in his face. So I went, yeah, we do, yeah. Well, we've got a couple of dinosaurs, actually. We've still got dinosaurs. Griffins, yeah.
The reason we cover the American election for so long, though, is because it's fun to let them pretend they're still a superpower and that we care. Because China have had an election this week as well, and it happened for about 2 minutes. The really powerful people went, "Who should we have next?" And they went, "That guy." Yeah. "Should we ask anyone else?" "Nah, f*** him."
You know, someone asked me today at the train station if I was Louis Walsh.
What? Someone asked you if you were Louis Walsh?
Twice.
What were you doing?
I was just standing with my bags and she said, "Excuse me, you Louis Walsh?"
Were you talking to the train driver going, "I love the way you're driving that train"?
You've really made it your own.
Yes, that train, it's amazing.
You really took me on a journey. Fair enough, on the train. OK. John's team, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
What's happening in the world? Let me look this way when I ask. Just looked right into your eyes then, and I was terrified. Well, in this country, fascinatingly, one of our MPs, Nadine Dorries, has decided the best way she can get ahead as a politician is to go into the jungle.
And eat kangaroo testicles.
She's decided to enter I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and not spotted that she's an MP, and it's not called I'm an MP, I should probably do some work. Since taxpayers pay me to do my work. So she's gone out there. I've already seen enough of her. It hasn't even started. I've already seen pictures of her sunbathing in the nude. And her breasts are actually a very good analogy for the coalition, because they appear to be a partnership, and yet they're putting as much distance between themselves.
Can we get a saucer of milk in here for
Yeah. They call her Mad Nad. That's what they call her, Mad Nad.
I've got one of those.
You left one, right?
Yeah, it makes me do bad things.
She's not really a politician. And she's an idiot as well. In her interview on her way in, they said, "Are you anything you're afraid of?" And she went, "Well, yeah, rats." Like, don't be a dick. Now there's going to be rats. If I was going in there, I'd go, "I'm scared of beer." If I see a can of beer, I freak out. And beds and chocolate and crisps. Sky Sports. Oh, I'd be sick just listing it.
She said, "I'm doing the show because 16 million people watch it, and I think MPs should be going where people go." What, the Outback?
But she said one of the reasons she wants to do it is she wants to discuss and communicate her views on abortion. And I think that's just what ITV have got in mind, isn't it? Primetime TV is a serious discussion about abortion with Eric Bristow and a shit Doctor Who going, oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah. It's not the kind of TV that ITV have got in mind, and they'll edit all that out and they'll just have her with, like, a kangaroo's bollock hanging outside.
Would you do it?
No way. I hate spiders. I hate moths.
Moths?
Moths.
It's just a black and white.
Off you now.
You hate moths? It's just a black and white butterfly.
I got home the other day, right, and I saw this massive moth, right, in my bathroom.
You saw a moth in your bathroom?
Yeah,
right?
I needed to have a shower and I was too scared to go in. So what I did is I went in with this
You're
super...
too scared?
I went into the bathroom, right, with this super strong hairspray.
What?
Seriously.
And you did the moth's hair?
No. I sprayed this moth, shut the door, waited for a minute, saw it on the floor, sprayed it, and then literally crucified it like it was just stuck.
Poor moth is there. He's blind.
He ain't blind. Is he blind?
Yes. Now you feel bad, don't you? Basically, you've gone up to a blind person and just sprayed hairspray in their face.
Imagine right at that moment some sort of electricity disaster happened and you were turned into Mothman. It'd be terrifying. You could both fly and, like, flip and roll. Then you'd go into the jungle and you would tear that game apart.
Carol, would you ever go into the jungle? What would it take?
No, I won't go into the jungle.
Do you get offered it every year?
Yeah.
Every
Shall
year
I tell
they
you
call?
how much they offered me this year?
Yeah, go on. This is
£250,000.
£250,000?
Really?
And you went, no, I'm not doing it, not worth it.
Can I go dressed
I'll go
as
tomorrow.
I think it was 250,000. I'm not very good with numbers.
25.
Was in the hundreds.
Even if it's 25, I'd eat the whole kangaroo. I'd start at its feet and just eat... I'd eat its fur, its face. I'd eat the whole kangaroo. Just
I'd let the kangaroo eat my balls.
Best way to make an ex jealous. What do you think?
I'd say going on Strictly.
Going on Strictly is the best way to get back at an ex? I
Well,
suppose
no,
if
not
you're...
getting back, but obviously making me jealous, because I don't want to see your face anymore, but you're on there every week.
Yeah, but you are wearing a lot of glitter.
But making it look masculine.
Of course you are.
I think being able to fit into their clothes, that makes them jealous. Look, I can get into your clothes. Turn up, waddling in one of their dresses, go, look, it fits me better than it fits you! I can look better than you in this dress!
It's jealous, not terrified.
Drive by their house in your new golden van. I got a van made of gold.
Tony, for the last time, you've got a yellow car.
It's a golden van, man.
Do any of you stay in touch with your exes? Not a question for you, John, obviously.
Can I just ask?
Go on, ask.
What happened with his ex? John's, yeah.
She didn't exist. She didn't exist. Gave a bit of a problem because she wasn't there and he was buying her things and she was just air. And eventually he got quite cross with her for not really having a body.
So he finished with her?
Yes, he went like this.
I think she dumped him. What about you? Do you keep in touch with any of your exes?
Nah.
Do they meet up and have, like, a support group, or...?
Have you ever got the mistake text, but like the deliberate on purpose one, where you send one deliberately to your ex, but you've constructed it so it looks like it's to someone else? So you've gone, thanks for such a great night. Oh, I'm so glad I'm so happy and slim and beautiful. See you soon, sexy boy. Alice.
Have you genuinely done that?
I read about it.
You read about it in your sent text? Well, another one on the list is change your relationship status on Facebook.
Oh, what a world.
John's team, you ought to go first. What do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Well, one of the things that's affecting my world is all the sadness of all the high street shops closing. So I think that's probably one of the things. So Habitat going and Thornton's going and Jane Norman and all these shops, and it's very depressing. It's sad. And I used to work at Habitat.
You used to work at Habitat?
I used to sell sofas at Habitat.
Did you?
Not very well, clearly.
It's gone downhill because I left. So all these shops are closing down, and it's very sad, other than the bitch that used to be my manager at Habitat who's now been sacked. Yes! Look at me now.
What if she's fat?
Sorry?
What if she's fat? And then you said, oh, look at me now. You should need to go and help her.
I think I'm a stylist, not a magician. She was a
Oh, no, you're dead!
You come on 8 out of 10 Cats just to slam an unemployed pensioner.
Good on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, by the way, if you're watching... I'm going to kill your cats.
What are you doing? What is it? Oh, like,
Drop speed.
haters.
3 clicks.
You do that one?
You look a little bit special at the best of times. Let's get back to the high street. So the other ones have gone out of business. So Thornton's have gone out of business. Habitat have gone, as we said. Comet have gone. Carpet Right have gone. So Carpet Right are actually going to have a closing down sale because they've cried wolf quite a few times with the "we're having a sale." No, really, this is a good sale. But this time they mean it.
Carpet Right's one of those things. You just can't sell carpet because your brain just can't cope with seeing carpet like on the wall and in a book.
They should have carpet shoes, shouldn't they? So it's like a shoe. Put your foot into a piece of carpet and it fits like a shoe. Then you walk around. You look down. You go, that's what it would look like, wouldn't it? What do you think about that idea, Carpet Right? Is it too late?
Do you do much shopping on the high street?
Well, I don't shop in Fulton's because I don't eat chocolate. So
doesn't matter, that's gone. It's 140 shops and 20,000 jobs, but yeah, don't worry about that. I don't think that one matters as much because you're not affected.
No, I used to love Jay Norman. I can't believe that's closing down.
Jane Norman, I couldn't get my tits in those clothes, so I'm quite glad it's shutting.
You've got a high street shop, haven't you, Amy?
My friend does. She's on the show, The Only Way is Essex.
The Only Way is Essex?
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that, actually. It's not the only way, there's a better way. But you own a tallying salon, don't you?
I do vajazzles. Basically, for the show, I do vajazzles, and they come in and tell me all their life stories. Why don't you come down? Why don't you have a vajazzle?
Why don't I come down? Because I don't have a vagina. Is it called a pajazzle when a boy has it? This is when you put the... Oh, surely you should call it glitter balls.
I don't do that.
What's a vajazzle?
They take a twinkle cave.
Twinkle cave.
And they decorate around the top of the twinkle cave with a few little shiny things, Sean. It's delightful.
And it's called vajazzle.
What? No, I don't understand. They decorate it?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Why?
You know, because sometimes when you look at one, you go, oh, it's a bit dull, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you see what you can do? You can do them at home. I'm sure yours are much better, but you can do it at home where you just put a bit of, like, Pritt stick on. A bit of glitter on, but you always have to do it over, like, a bit of newspaper so you can get back into the thing, because it's expensive.
Could you do it with, like, could you use dried pasta and stuff and lentils?
Let's have a look and see what the high street is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, this is the news that several high street stores face closing. Clinton Cards is in trouble, so I popped into Hallmark to get them a sorry you're closing card. Johnstein, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
The most interesting one is John Travolta.
John Travolta.
You know, he gets a bit naked, asks for some favours.
This is the story that two people are suing him, claiming that he made inappropriate advances whilst having a massage. David, you must have met him. You're a Hollywood star. Come on, you must hang out together.
What is this show about? I thought it was an animal show. I'm just wondering. It's 8 out of 10 cats.
Yeah, they bring them on in the interval. Sit down there.
If you've worked on Britain's Got Talent, I guess you've got used to not taking the title of a show too literally.
been alleged that Travolta propositioned the man for sex. Well, that's not quite how he put it. He actually said, "Will you touch my rama-lama-lama, ka-diggity-ding-de-dong," before suggesting they move to the bedroom for some shoo-bop, shoo-waddy-waddy, ippity-boom-de-boom. Yeah. OK, Sean, what do you think they should be talking about this week?
Britain's Got Talent. Did you do it? You did it over here, didn't you?
I did it over here.
Britain's Got Talent's mainly made here, Sean.
What's the American one called?
America's Got Talent.
I knew it!
Yeah.
But you were great on the show.
Yeah, oh, thanks. I had a hard time understanding everyone, but I got to tour the country and,
Well, you ended up going out with a lovely Welsh girl as well, yeah?
Yeah, my girlfriend is from Glenheath, and the weather is weather's tough over there. The weather's tough everywhere. You have 2 winters over here. I mean, you have 2 summers. It's like you have winter and July.
Yeah, that's why the buttons on our shirt go all the way up to the top.
I met Pudsey this week, and I thought I was a dog fan, but to be fair, never met one with more money than me.
I was watching that and I thought I'd be a lot more impressed if he was a Labrador and she was blind. And the routine, the dance routine, was actually worked out by the dog. She's just going, what are we doing now? What are we doing now? Like that.
He won £500,000, is that right?
Yeah.
I know. It's
amazing.
It's a lot of money.
How much does the lady get?
All of it.
Actually,
it's a dog. She's going to go, one for me, one for you. One for me, one for you. And I go, he's not looking, he's over there. Chucks a stick away and goes...
Well, there's a new talent show in town, Jimmy, and it's called The Voice. And maybe you're not watching The Voice. Will I am.
Jon Richardson, everyone. Yeah.
You know when sometimes you're watching a TV talent show, it's basically karaoke on TV, and you think, this needs chairs that spin round.
It seems to be such a big selling point, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Chairs spin round, it's a big deal.
It's quite exciting at first.
I don't think it's part of the format. I think it was in Tom's contract, because his hips are so bad he can't turn round anymore. It took so long, they put the chairs in. After the show, they put wheels and handles on it and take him home.
Is the show better if I did... Oh, I heard you, and then I didn't know what you looked like, and then I turned around.
It should be allowed, though, once they've turned round and seen the people, to go, keep going.
If they can turn
back again, go, we must be joking.
I don't know, I mean, Tom Jones is like, he's sort of quite an icon and stuff, and he's had hits for 40 years, but Danny is in the script.
I reckon the first time the viewing public saw Danny, Wikipedia must have crashed. Who's he?
Literally, I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. He could be in our front row now, I would not know.
You wouldn't know, he wouldn't be facing you.
Sam, you are not the voice. That's okay. You are the moves, you are the quiff, you are the fashion. You can come on the ass. That's a show I'm developing. No. It's a new show I'm developing, The Ass.
The Ass.
And the judges are Kim Kardashian and J-Lo and Nicki Minaj and Beyonce. And they look at an ass. And then based on that ass, they decide whether they want to hear your talent. And if you don't have one, you're on Kim Kardashian's team. You can come on the ass and you can come on the ass. No, I can't guarantee you'll get in, but you can.
The Voice aims to take total nobodies and make them household names, like Danny from The Script. If you're honest, did you know who Danny was?
Yes, I did.
What's your favourite Script song?
I went to Euro Disney when I was a young teenager and got groped by Pluto. Sort of put me off it, really. Had my photo taken with him in his big dog hand. Gave me a squeeze on my prepubescent buns. He probably doesn't work there anymore. He's probably moved on. He's probably a priest now or something.
I've never thought there might be a sinister reason why Mickey Mouse wears those white gloves before now.
No Prince, Pluto!
Do you think Minnie and Mickey are like children, or do you think they're grown-up mice?
I think they're grown up. I think they're grown up in my head. They're grown up.
Are they a couple or are they brother and sister?
Oh,
I think mice.
They've both got the same surname.
I think.
Look, I know exactly what's going on because I've got the 2-year-old. Mickey and Minnie dating. Donald and Daisy dating. Goofy, a dog, dating Clarabelle, a cow, who has a pet dog, and Pluto's also a pet who doesn't make any decisions or choices. Something's wrong in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I'll tell you that right now.
That was such a good explanation.
Me and my friend at uni took a girl on a first date to see Freddy versus Jason. And then on the way home, he bought her... Well, he didn't actually buy her. They went to KFC, but he wouldn't even treat her to the bucket.
He wouldn't even treat her to the bucket?
The KFC.
Is that...
She had to split the bucket.
He split the bucket? He didn't see a movie and then he split the bucket. Well, that sounds like...
That makes sense.
That's the rudest thing I've ever said.
Piranha 3 Double D is a sequel, isn't it? There's a Piranha film.
Yes.
Did you see that before you did 3 Double D?
Of course he didn't.
Part of it.
Hand on heart, have you seen Piranha 3 Double D?
Well, yes, I did. Yeah, I did go to the restroom at the pivotal moment of the film, and I missed that.
Oh. Is it when all the credits come up?
Yeah. No, it has something to do with a piranha and a guy, and well, you can say most anything you want on these TV shows. So if I say Willie.
Well, steady on, David, steady on. There's kids still watching this.
You're saying the F word every 5 seconds.
Are you making a reference to Mr. Tinkle?
Mr. Tinkle getting his anatomy chopped off in 3D by a piranha while in the moment.
Yeah. In the moment? I can't believe you said Willie on the show.
Don't you have people... I mean, do you not have the name Willie over here? Is there a Willie in the audience?
Oh, my... 35% of Americans think British accents are attractive. Well, jolly nice of you to say so, fatty. 19% of people who bought Katie Price's latest book, Love, Lipstick and Lies, haven't read it yet. Fine, we haven't read it, she didn't write it, everyone's happy. Right, let's get started. So we asked our studio audience, do you think you have common sense? Yes or no? John, do you think you've got common sense?
I think I've got too much common sense, yeah. I think I would say that as a result, I'm bordering on the tedious. I don't think I've ever lost my keys or locked myself out, or... I can't remember the last time I fell over.
I fell over last year. I fell down the stairs and I broke my nose. Now, that does not make life more exciting.
Although, ka-ching, Stan a stairlift advert.
How did you fall down the stairs?
I had high heels on and a rucksack. I always go around with
high heels and a rucksack? Ooh, tell me more.
And you were dressed as a beefeater.
No, I always have a rucksack. I don't like handbags, so I can put both hands in my pockets. So when I trip...
You could break your nose.
Well, I will say maybe I'm too commonsensical, but if I am going down the stairs in high heels, I don't put my hands in my pockets.
You know what I've always thought is a thing of common sense is I've never understood why people test bath water with their elbows.
Oh, no, you've got to use a baby.
No. Why do people always use their elbows to test bath water because you never put your elbows in the bath. Then you sit there like that. Your elbows never go in the actual bath. And really, what you should test water with is with your balls. And that way, you would know exactly what the temperature is.
OK. Of course, the people with the most common sense are probably, you know, practical people like plumbers. Have a look at some of their fine work.
Well, maybe that's the Siamese twins.
Yeah. Good. Take a look at this one. How do you explain that? Mr. Tickle, maybe? OK, the next one is pretty special, I think. This is an amazing piece of... I don't want them to see my face, but my junk, yeah, I'm fine with that. Fern, do you think you've got common sense?
I've been told by a lot of people that I don't have any, but to me it all seems logical. Like, I put knives in toasters and things. Is that a bad thing to do?
They are better hot.
Yeah.
So what's the thing that you've done that you've kind of gone, oh, actually, that was a bit crazy?
Oh, I was on the phone once talking to my friend when I was at school. I was playing with some paracetamol pills with the other
Sure,
hand.
you play with paracetamol, yeah? As a child, yeah, sure.
I started putting
Scottish
it in
Lego.
in and out of my ear, and then I had to go to hospital to get it removed from my ear.
And then when they took it out, did you go, oh, it sort of aches a bit, and they won't just have a paracetamol?
It was dead funny to go, you know it should go in your mouth.
I've just remembered something I did, which is very stupid when I was a kid, walking home from school, and I must have been about 7 or 8 years old, and there used to be a level crossing that went up like that. Yeah. And I had a Parker with toggles, and he'd be waiting for the train to go... No. And I was playing with my toggles, and I tied, like, not just one, about 4 knots across the railing. And I was just in a dream world, and then the thing started going up. And I was hanging on to this railing in the sky. And luckily, this guy got out of his car and sort of climbed up and cut me down as I was going...
What are you going to go for, Sean?
Yes.
OK, you're going yes? I can tell you the answer is yes. 76% of our studio audience think they have common sense. Each day, the UK produces enough rubbish to fill the Albert Hall 12 times over. Some of the rubbish that's managed to fill the Albert Hall in the past includes Simply Red, The Lighthouse Family and James Blunt. Instead of exercising, 7% of women wear body-shaping underwear like Spanx. So instead of having a body shaped like a pear, they have a body shaped like 2 pairs in a sock. And 20% of Brits who viewed a house in the last year felt the same thrill as when meeting a new lover. I know what they mean. The last time I went house hunting, I came away with a semi. Right, let's get started. Johnstein, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
The Olympic torch has landed on these shores, and we are watching it
go round
the country
interminably.
It started in Cornwall. That's because they flew Ryanair, and that's actually that's their London airport. London, Cornwall, we're landing in, and then it's going around the country with various people carrying it aloft.
Yeah, little Will.I.am.
Yeah.
Carried it. He's miniature, half a Corbett.
Is he?
Yeah, half a Corbett.
Half a Corbett. Is that how we measure celebrity now?
Yes, and it's very heavy for him, but he's been carrying it.
Can we just call him William? His name is William. Just because he can't punctuate doesn't mean I don't call myself Jay on.
Who's Will.I.am? Is he in the Olympics?
No.
He's brilliant, and he's on The Voice. He sits on the chair, his feet don't touch the floor.
Why is he holding the torch?
The reason he's doing it, the reason Will.I.am's carrying it, is because he's Corgi registered. As a gas fitter. Drogba's. I didn't know this, but he's a fully qualified gas engineer. He worked for EDF for a while. It's very special fire, though, isn't it? It's the Olympic. It's the Olympic fire, and it's apparently it's very cathartic for people who come out to see it, because anyone who sees the flame go past instantly forgets they didn't get tickets.
There have
been some fantastic protests. Did you read about that guy in Taunton who threatened to set fire to his camper van? I'm not quite sure what he was protesting against.
I've got a camper van. Every
Yeah.
time you make a cup of tea, technically you're threatening to set fire to it.
Nick, are you excited about this? Are you excited about the flame?
No.
What about the Olympics more generally? Are you...
It's nice. So, like, on buses and stuff, they're, like, saying, oh, let's pretend, like, the rest of the world is, like, our mum. And if you had a flat, you'd tidy up your flat and make it look nice for when your mum came over. And London's your flat. So let's all tidy it up, because people might come round and see what a shithole it is. And it's just like, we live here, and they shouldn't be making us do all of the work. Like, if you pick up your own litter, you do it. You do it. Just because there's someone coming over from Germany, right, or another country, right, doesn't mean that we should be on our special best behaviour. You should be on your special best behaviour all the time. Don't patronise us.
Sorry, Nick.
My mum doesn't visit, it's fine.
I like the fact that Sean's got Nick on his team and John's got David. It looks like we're filling a quota of homeless men.
Oh, let's just check the Channel 4 lady ratings when this show goes out. Having me and Helm on the same show, it's like, don't cross the streams. Ah! This is the sexiest thing that's ever been on TV.
Oh, David O'Doherty does not own a mirror. He has also never spoken to a lady.
I'm incredible at ladies. I'd just like to make that clear.
You're incredible at ladies.
If you say so, yes, I am.
Do you rate people on their looks?
I think we all do, don't we? Really, I mean, look at you.
I'm up here, Carol.
No, she's wondering where the wedding cake is, Jimmy.
Are you saying that I look like a wedding cake decoration?
You look like a wedding cake decoration. It's our little joke. Doing one for series.
Gay marriage.
Gay marriage?
That's been
Tell
happening,
me
isn't
more.
it? Well, they're allowed to get married now, aren't they? Gay men and women. That is it. You're looking at me like I've on my head. What's going on?
It was a weird way you said it there. You said gays can get married now, men and women.
I felt pressured to expand, but when I said gay marriage, I think that pretty much sums it up in 2 words. Everyone looks at me and I thought, well, I'm going to have to add a bit more info. I'm going to have to press... I felt like I was pressing I on the Sky control. Unnecessarily, because if I see a programme that says gay marriage, I think, hello, gay marriage.
What do you mean by gay marriage?
Basically, it's when gay men and women...
Get married to each other, so
Yeah.
the gay men marry the women.
I don't even know what's happening.
It became this massive thing, and now it's just kind of happened, and no one can really understand what the fuss was about.
Well, there was various people saying there was going to be floods, didn't there?
Yes.
One of the UKIP, whatever they're called,
Lunatics.
spokespersons. He said that there will be biblical flooding if there's gay marriage. And if you think about it, we've just had a fantastic summer and a very balmy autumn. So I'd just like to say to all the gay and lesbian people out there, thanks a lot for that. I wore shorts on Halloween. Enjoyed it. So thanks for the lovely weather.
It would be brilliant if that was true, though, wouldn't it? If that actually worked. If, like, gay people having sex caused it to rain. Because if it was a really hot summer and it was, like, a hosepipe ban, my garden was, like, struggling. Like, because my mate's gay, I could be like, you don't mind giving him one, dear, my gypsophenias are falling apart.
Are you against it, Christian? Were you against it from the start?
Gay marriage?
Yeah.
No, I've been very pro it. Always.
I was just trying to catch you out.
Yeah.
You go, yes, it's an abomination.
We used to have to do these debates on the news between people who felt very strongly for it and against it, and it was just like, it's just marriage. It's probably a mistake, whatever you're doing. So, I mean,
But you can't express an opinion one way or the other. You just have to host the debates.
yes,
between
I
the...
try and stay as neutral as possible.
Do you ever try and show it in your eyes?
Yeah.
With a wink. Yeah.
Try and show us that you approve of gay marriage just in your eyes.
Yeah, there he is. Is it not difficult if you've got someone on who's talking nonsense about saying, it's going to flood, it's awful, and you're trying, you obviously have to have like a proper debate with him, but aren't you just thinking, oh, off, mate?
You just ask increasingly aggressive questions until they...
Yeah, until you get an answer. What do you say?
You know how gay men have, they have a gaydar? They can spot another gay man, by certain things.
I think a lot of us have got gaydars.
Do you think they also have a straight dar? That they can spot straight men? They go, he's straight, he bought some jeans, didn't try them on, that kind of thing.
Literally, my first thought there was, what kind of an idiot would buy jeans without trying them on? There's so many different cuts.
They're the same size as the ones you just threw in the bin. But I think that, obviously a big step towards equality, gay marriage, but the real sign of true equality is when there's arranged gay marriages. When you find out you're marrying Terry from Leicester.
I don't think, even if I was gay, I think I'd struggle to have a gay wedding, just because some of my family members, like the older ones, I was not as open-minded. Do you know what I mean? So if I was saying like gay marriage at the front, when they say, any reason why they should not be wed, like my old uncle, like, they're two geezers! No, that's allowed now, uncle, chill out.
Are you referencing a specific uncle there?
Yeah, I am, I'm not going to tell his name.
What is his name then?
Mohammed. My uncle Mohammed.
There were some leaked photos on the internet.
Stolen photographs, actually. The trouble is with this, nudity in women is used to sell things. It's on advertising, it's used to make pop stars sexy, and I realise how you can solve it is by all women being naked all of the time.
Okay.
Hear me out.
You have my attention.
Hear me out. So first of all, yes, they can't steal women's nudity as a currency. People can't go, oh, Jennifer Lawrence, why does she even have naked photographs done? So, because we're all naked all the time, that's just a photograph. And then the other thing that happens is that straight men can't handle it. And they just start ejaculating all over the place and frothing at the mouth. They can't leave the house, they can't go to work, and then women and gay men rule the world.
I love this idea. I sense for very different reasons to you.
Apple is still saying that the iCloud wasn't hacked, so we still don't know how they got these photographs.
I think they do know how they leaked the photos now. I think it was.
Do they? How?
It was a phishing email that they sent to the actresses in question, saying, "Oh, your
Kim Kardashian don't go fishing. What are you talking about? As if she's going to open that. Always delete ones you don't know it's from. And if I'm Kim Kardashian, I'll see. Oh, do you want to go carp fishing?
Why, if you're taking a photograph like that, would you put it on a cloud?
It saves everything. It even saves stuff that you deleted.
It doesn't save mine.
Yeah, it does.
With a setting.
No. Seriously, Carol.
I mean, I just think, why would you take a picture of yourself naked? Is there something a bit weird about finding yourself sexy? Is it like going, whoa? Oh, if only I was someone else, I'd bloody do me now. I'd give myself a right. Whoa! There's something
weird about you doing it.
It might not be deliberate as well, though. I mean, like, my kids are at the age where they think the funniest thing in the world is to come into the bathroom when I'm in the shower and take pictures. It's not the naked pictures that worry me, though. It's everything on your phone. So when my accountant says, can you send me a copy of your P60, and I take a picture of it and email it to him, that picture is also on the iCloud and is completely hackable as well.
That's going to be a challenging wank. Do you judge people by their looks, yes or no?
Depends what they look like, innit?
Carol, what do you rate people on their looks?
I think we all do, don't we? Really, I mean, look at you.
I'm up here, Carol.
No, she's wondering where the wedding cake is, Jimmy.
Are you saying that I look like a wedding cake decoration?
You look like a wedding cake decoration. It's our little joke. Doing one for series.
What's your guilty pleasure, Christian?
My guilty pleasure is probably ringing the BBC viewers' calls line during BBC News and saying, you're
John, what do you think?
Well, people don't feel guilty enough, do they? Let's be honest. If people felt less guilty about the they like, then stuff would be better. But most people's like X Factor is popular, and music is and food we eat is and we don't feel guilty about it anymore, do we?
OK.
OK,
I mean...
Put your hands in the air! John's rapping.
What's your guilty
I think
pleasure?
it's when you're sitting on the toilet and you know you've got the toilet roll and it's got one bit is slightly lower than the other bit, you know, because it's two-ply.
Someone's doing well.
What you're meant to do is take the top bit over like that. Do you do this at home? And then you get it, and then they all measure up and you rip that bit off.
No, but then you get out of sync.
No,
Because-
no.
Why are you in the sink?
You know, you said about your wife splitting up with you after 2 weeks. I think you might have moved a bit closer.
She won't see this. She's got school in the morning. She's a teacher.
As if a teacher would go out with you.
She's a teacher. And she's got a master's.
There's a man that knows he's punching above his weight.
Definitely.
Well played. Any other thoughts?
Watching Jeremy Kyle.
Oh, well, you're very close with that.
Shit TV.
Is it, yeah, reality TV or something?
It is reality TV. That's the right answer.